Today, we're sitting down with someone who not only brings power and heart to the ring, but who's also a pillar in our community. Rachel Armstrong isn't just a wrestler. She's a force in Indianapolis, known for her spectacular athleticism, fierce spirit, and commitment to uplifting others. Rachel has captivated fans and inspired people of all ages. She's here to give us an inside look into what drives her as a wrestling and as a person. And Rachel, it is so fantastic to have you here today.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Happy to be here.
You are quickly becoming a fan favorite at WrestleARTS, and we're excited to get to know more about you as a wrestler and as a person. Is that okay?
Perfect.
Let's start by talking about your journey. From your time in high school as a top athlete and a valedictorian to now becoming a force in the wrestling world. You were valedictorian of your class at River Forest High School, is that right?
That is correct.
It's a huge accomplishment in itself. You were also a standout in sports like golf, volleyball, and basketball. My first question is just, what kept you so driven back then, and how does that competitive spirit influence you today?
Really, it was just a competition with myself mostly. Further than that, I really couldn't tell you, because even now I think back to high school Rachel and doing all the extra classes and all the sports practices, and I don't know how I did it. Looking back at me now, but we're here, and it just definitely made me a very strong person now, mentally, physically, even emotionally, carry myself through all that. So yeah.
You said high school Rachel. Is there a difference between high school Rachel and today's Rachel, and what is that difference?
High school Rachel, college Rachel, post college Rachel, they're completely different stages of Rachel's in the last couple of years. So yeah, she's definitely evolved since high school.
Is there a similar thread through all of those different Rachels that stayed very consistent?
Definitely.
Skills, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. She definitely stuck to it. She hard work, all the practices, all the academics, all the mental mindset, the perseverance, it stayed the same.
Are you a chronic practicer? Are you somebody that values practice?
Definitely. I'm more of I have to do it over and over again for it to stick. But once it sticks, I'm good, solid.
Not everyone knows this, but you competed in the 100-meter and 300-meter hurdles. That's some serious endurance and coordination training right there. How have the mindset and skill set from track and field transition to wrestling?
Yeah, running was actually definitely one of the most mentally challenging sports because that's all you. Now, as far as body and mind connection, those are one of the connections that you truly don't know that you have, and you have to dedicate your body and mind together. And I think mentally that's very challenging. Like a runner's block, if you guys have ever heard of it, but that's very real. That is very real. And as far as because I started in track and field as a sprinter, and a couple years later I started doing cross country, which is a longer distance. So as far as like knowing your pace, knowing what your body can do, and then pushing your body to what you think it can do and what you know it can do, that's a challenge a lot of people can't get past, but it's definitely there.
You seem to talk a lot about having this strong mindset. I imagine there's a lot of different mindsets for different sports.
Oh, definitely.
Which one translates the best in the ring?
Really, I'd say volleyball. Surprisingly, yeah.
More.
Because when you get to playing volleyball at such a high level, that ball comes coming at you super quick. So as far as like reaction time, you definitely have to have good reaction time in wrestling because you can read your opponent better. It's just like reading the ball. I played all positions on the court in volleyball, so I think as far as body and mind connection, again, I'm very strong in that. So I think one of my biggest strengths is being able to read my opponent and being able to study my opponent and know how to study my opponent. Because I know how to study a ball. I know how to study body language of my opponents. And I know how to study verbally. Because you see who's calling the ball, you see where the ball's going to go, and you can read the body connection.
I have noticed in several of your WrestleARTS matches that you are highly skilled at reading when your opponent comes off the top rope. You're very quick there, and I picture a spike in volleyball being very similar to
very much so,
yeah.
Yes.
Great. Do you ever incorporate any of your track training into your wrestling workouts?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I still run on the track for my workouts. I think not only do I just enjoy running it, I think it allows me mental space to escape because I can be in nature, enjoy my workout outside, and still enjoy like flashbacks to high school. But at the same time, I think sprints is one of the best ways to train for wrestling because you're able to condition your body better.
In your valedictorian speech, you gave heartfelt shout outs to some key people in your life. I was especially struck by your words about your grandfather, your grandparents, how your grandpa introduced you to golf and how they encouraged you and everything. How did those early experiences shape your resilience and your competitive nature?
Yeah, my grandparents were always there for us. They were always, my grandma, she was always at all of our games. She always brought us food after school to take on the bus with us to whatever game we were going to. She always had us. She always showed up for us. And even still, she was the one who was on the road with me at first, making sure I didn't go to any show by myself, and I felt safe and comfortable trying this out because it was all new to me. But my grandparents, they definitely didn't want me wrestling at first. They thought it was very dangerous.
Sure.
It is very dangerous.
That they come to.
Yes. My grandma's she's the biggest fan there ever could be now. But yeah, my grandparents have been so supportive of everything I've been doing with wrestling so far, and I think that's the greatest thing. That's the greatest feeling because they're there the whole time growing up too. So it's very it's comforting.
Yeah.
Just to know that you've always got those people in your corner to support you still and live out your dream with them.
Your WrestleARTS debut at Heatstroke was a huge one. You took on now former holder of the Global Women's Crown, Alice Crowley. Though you didn't get the win, the match ignited a friendly rivalry between you two. What was it like going up against Alice, and how has that pushed you as a wrestler?
Alice is such an inspiration to me. Like, I hope everyone knows that because Alice helped train me. Alice was my first handful of matches. Like, Alice really made Rachel Armstrong a little bit of Rachel Armstrong, and the world needs to know that for real. And so I think as far as a rivalry, as far as friendship, I hope it goes on for all eternity because I'd love to face that girl until the end of the earth.
Does having a friendship with another competitor impact your matches?
Definitely. I think I've had some of my best matches with my friends because you can go out there and just be entirely yourself. And once you get so comfortable with somebody, you have such good chemistry with them too. You know each other's movements, you know each other's like movesets and everything. Like you can gel so well together.
Is it easier or harder competing against someone you're close to?
I kind of think a little bit of both. As far as like mentally, I think you clash heads maybe a little bit more. But as far as in the ring, I think those are the funnest matches you can have.
You're not bringing a chair or anything like that to your friend, right? Would you do that? Okay.
I plead the fifth.
Okay.
I plead the fifth.
Okay. I'm gonna hold you to that. At Cirque de Lucha, you got your first big win in WrestleARTS against Blair Onyx, who you also talked to as having a competitive rivalry with. She's a formidable opponent. What was it like to get your first victory over her, and what did you take away from that match?
Wins are always cool, but at the end of the day,
I hope so.
at the end of the day, like wins are also rungs on the ladder. So as far as building and building and building, we love that. Beating your friends, nah, who cares? But as far as building the rungs on the ladder to get to the top, that's just what you gotta. It's just business sometimes. So
what's your relationship like with Heather Monroe?
You know, I've never got to really babble too much with Heather Monroe.
Do you want to?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. I don't want to.
Of course. Yeah, I want to test Rachel Armstrong, and I want to see where she could go.
She doesn't seem to like you very much.
I don't think she likes anybody very much. But I mean, that's her business. But at the end of the day, let's see where it goes.
Okay.
Let's see where it goes.
That sounds like a challenge to me. You heard that. Challenging Heather Monroe. At the Circle City Clash, you won a triple threat match against Heather Monroe and Ari Alexander. You earned a shot at the Global Women's Crown. Do you feel you're ready for this title shot?
I don't think I could be more ready, if I'm being super honest with you.
Okay.
I think since graduating college, and I can really focus and hone in on wrestling and training and just focus entirely on wrestling. I've never been more confident in my wrestling right now.
You're saying you go all in on something, and you're
Oh yeah.
all in on wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Now,
We're all in.
all your accomplishments are in the past right now. This is where you're going.
We're locked in right now. We're locked in.
WrestleARTS is all about community impact. You're a huge fan favorite, known not just for your skill, but for your kindness and your humility. How do you hope to inspire others in and out of the ring?
In any way I can. Absolutely in any way I can. I would love to start some kind of a volunteer or like club, kind of outside of wrestling, outside of everything. Just something that at some point in the week somebody can come home from work, come home from school, and do something together. Just escape.
We'll start a run club together.
Heck yeah.
Perfect. That's all the time we have here talking about WrestleARTS. I want to thank my guest, Rachel Armstrong. Rachel, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me today.
I can't wait. Global Women's Crown. Let's see it around your waist.
We got eyes. We got eyes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.